he wanted to go out there and it was somebody in a costume or something, and so it was his big idea to go out there, and I was on the front seat in the passenger side. I had two brothers and sisters that was in back. They were younger than me by about 2 years, and we just turned down that road there. It was running right beside the car. I mean, running, not flying, running.
Over by the old TNT plant? Yeah, I want to go over there because I've heard that, you know, there's like overwhelming feelings of dread there, so I want to go and...
I've only been out there one time since I've been back. I've been back for about 4 years now. I've been out there. The guys that's one right here, man in black, two brothers. I went out there with them. I haven't been out there. I didn't go into the plant where the plant was. I was on the road. So I haven't been out there. It's changed since I was out there at that time. It's changed. The building's going to go.
Is just being on the road scary or not really in the daytime?
It just seems really like you're in a different place. It's not like the same place to me anymore. The only thing that's left there is the building where we started to go up in that loading zone, but we didn't know if we could get out of it. We went up in there and we was afraid we'd get caught up in there with it. So my brother just stopped, the car slid around and turned sideways like that because we didn't want to go up there. So really, that's about the only thing beside the road that's left. So it's kind of, you know, it don't look the same, you know, because everything's pretty well gone.
I don't think it's really hurting now.
The old plant that was out there, that thing flew up on that plant. It jumped up on there and sat there and watched this big, about that high, about 4 stories high.
Was you on Coast to Coast radio recently or not?
They've had me on TV 8 times. I've never seen it yet. Everybody else has seen it and said they told me, but I've never seen it yet. I don't get to watch TV.
Right.
But they gave me copies of what they recorded. I've been on there for 7 or 8 different stations and stuff that's coming down the stories on. I saw the movie. I wanted to go see it. I was disappointed in it.
It doesn't match what really went on.
It dealt more with the phenomena of premonition than it did the actual bird. They just showed real quicks, you know, but flying, but you didn't see nothing. And then them drawing the pictures, you know. So I was disappointed. But it was something, you know. It made a good movie. They made a pretty good off of it. I think they could have done more, but I guess because they had so many conflicting stories that drew life, they didn't really want to actually show. But everybody that was true eyewitnesses to it all described it the same. The way they drew it was almost exactly what it was, but they didn't show it or anything.
Is it true a lot of people had phone calls, mysterious phone calls?
I don't know about that. Of course, like I said, I left not long after that, and I've been down North Carolina all these years.
So after you saw it, nothing weird happened with you or anything strange?
No, well, we saw the flying saucer thing, because we saw that. We were out in the woods, me and my brothers, because my daddy made us go out in the woods and bring cows in. Lazy, wouldn't do it himself. He sent his kids out there to do it for him. So we were out there at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we was coming down the hill, and we decided to sit before we went up the other hill. And we was just sitting there resting. It was pitch dark that night. And next thing I know, the whole hillside lit up. We thought, well, hey, the moon's come out, so we didn't pay mind. We just kept talking. Next thing they just feel like it was beating down on you. So my brother said, well, my land must be a full moon. And he looked up and he saw a shadow of the bottom of something. It's oval. And he said, sailing spaceship. He was the oldest by 4 years. He was supposed to be looking out for us. He was about 16. He took off and left us. And I looked down here. I said, where are you going? Wait a minute. And he done gone on heading up the other side of the hill. And so I stopped my other brother and I said, well, just what is this? You know, you just feel the beam coming down on you.
Was it hot?
And it just felt not hot. It was just bright and heavy, like something weighing on it. So I looked up when I did that. That's when I saw it. And it made no noise. We were sitting there. It made no noise when it got over us. And then when a call. No sound, no nothing. And you know, they have the stealth fighter today. Even if it was that back in them years, they didn't have it back in them years. Invented or even thought about it. And what could have been over top of us about making some kind of engine noise, propeller noise, and it did just that quiet all of a sudden. The light was on us, and then that fast it was gone, no sound, no nothing. So, you know, other than that, that was the only thing after we saw the ball.
I'm watching. Yeah, I'm watching.
They claimed in Braxton County they supposed to capture one, but I don't know. What that was, you know, it right over us 1 minute and gone the next.
Did you see them in the black tube?
When we went back up there the next day to try to see who my brother wanted to go up in there and see if he could find it in the daytime, and they wouldn't let us in there. And it was the military personnel that had it blocked off. And one of them came over and said, you know, what do you want? Just like that. My brother said, well, we saw that thing last night. I want to go back up in there and see if I can find it. And he went like this to somebody who was over across the street there from him. And here comes somebody in a suit. But I thought it was the governor. He come there and he leaned on the window like he turned his car around and leave. And my brother said, well, I just want to go up in there and see if I can find that thing. He said, I saw last night and I reported it. And he said, I just want to go back. He said, I told you to turn this car around, leave her, I'll have you towed out here. And he was like smart aleck. And I don't know, we assumed it was a government because that was the military up there. So my brother said, well, I don't see nothing wrong in my going up in there. He said, you're going to move this car, we'll move it with you in it. Right, hateful, you know. My brother said, all right then. I said, come on, let's go, or they'll have you locked up and I can't drive. So we turned around and left. There was only one of them that was dressed up. Now, there was another one over somewhere, I don't recall. But when he done that, he came over and he was right hateful, smart. They were trying to tow us out. So we didn't get out. So who they were, I say, because the military, they were government, that's what I thought. I would like to go back in there and try to find that thing. They wouldn't let nobody up in there for 2 weeks. And then after that,
did they ever find anything?
all they hollered it was a crane and put it in the paper. Well, that made all of us mad and saw, because we stupid. We know what a bird is. We know what a crane is. It didn't look nothing like that. So everybody fussed at them, so they retracted it and said, well, we don't know what it was. I guess some child or some animal got in them chemicals and manifested into that. That was a perfect form of whatever it was. That was not a mutation. You got 2 heads, 2 arms, short arms, or extra tail, or what. That's what you get from mutation. This was a perfect form, just like everybody. And that was not a mutation. Whatever it was, I don't know, but that was not a mutation. That was a perfect form of way it was supposed to be. And I think they caught it. I really, to this day, I believe the government took it, because they were gone and closed everything up, and never heard no more about it. So I think they got it, pushed it up like they do everything else.
What did it look like?
To me, it was sandy color, like a crane they talked about, between a dirty white with sand in it. It was the color of those cranes, and I don't know if it was feathers. I think it was, I'm not sure. I can't say that. All I know, it was a dirty, sandy-like color. But it didn't have no long, skinny, long legs, long beak like a crane has. It had a face about like a human in a way. It didn't have no beak. It had a nose like we do, because I saw the bridge of the nose. I'm looking from it. About it like this. I sat in the car and there's the window, and that's where it was. That was how close it was. Yeah. One thing divided me and it was the window of the car. It was running the car looking like it. It had 2 little arms, about like our arms shorter than our legs. And it was running like that. I can't look it in the car.
So it had arms and wings?
Yeah, I didn't see the wings till it flew off of it. When it was up on the roof, when my brother put the storm fly. We still saw no wings the whole time. It jumped up there and it jumped back down without wings or nothing. But I didn't see no wings. And when it jumped down, it ran right beside it. There were some big hedges about as high as them tents, about as high as them tents. It jumped up. When it jumped up to that hedges, that's when it opened up its wings. That was the first time I saw the wings. And they were big like angels. And it carried it off in the night like that. And we never saw it no more. But it was, when it went, so it was pretty. It was a pretty girl. I mean, they were long enough to hold its weight. But I'd say it was about close, about maybe your height or my height, because if it being real tall, it was looking in the wind. It wasn't like this. It was about like this, you know. And so you judge by what the height of a car is and crunch down. That's all we're doing. So what the height was, 5 something the other, I really don't know. Like I said, I was just a kid. But I know it didn't crunch way down. It was just barely, you know, like if you'd run by. But that was the only time with wings on it. It was, because if it'd been running by the car, there was no way for its wings to open because it was that close to the window. And I might know what it was for myself. To this day, I would really like to know what it was.
What was your attitude to see the eye?
What my brother was driving, he kept going like this. And yes, I said, well, what are you looking at? He said, well, don't look. There's something there beside the window. Well, of course, somebody tells you not to look, you don't look. So I looked. He said, I told you don't look. Well, I looked. And that's what I saw with those eyes. I mean,
Were they red?
yeah, but they weren't glowing, but it was a red like, you can't explain the kind of red. They just, and that's all you saw. They were so big here, went up to a point, but they was just, everybody says they hypnotized. I don't know if it's just hypnotized, it's just something about them. I mean, you just can't picture the collar because you see collars and it's nothing like that.
Something you never saw before.
Yeah. And it just, that's what you saw, but yet, you know, I could look at your face and I see every bit of it. And that's what I did. The eyes caught me, but I could see the rest of it, but my attention was focused on its eyes. So that's how I saw the nose. I can't tell you if it had a mouth because I didn't see, you know, the eyes kept it, but I did see the nose. And I did see its hands while it was running beside the car because it was holding its hands like this. And it had claws. How many fingers? I don't know. I really can't say. It's just like that running beside. And it had claws on its feet. How many toes? I don't know. Because when it sat up there on that roof, it sat like a gargoyle like this. Until it stood up.
Could you see the shape of the feet?
Yeah, they had a heel and it went out like you have a foot on it, kind of curled at the end. It had a heel, like we got a heel. Then the foot went out like that and then it curled down like that. The hands were real long with claws on them. I said how many toes and fingers, I don't know. I didn't, you know, being a kid, I didn't think, you know, all I saw was what I could see other than those eyes. Like I said, you know, I'd really like to know what it was, but I really stake my life